everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today in front of us is every single LEGO Han Solo minifigure ever made. I'm going to be going through this collection chronologically from what years these guys came out, what sets they came out in, and how much they are currently worth in the brick buying market. So, I will say that there are 47 different unique items on the display here, though a couple of them are just different versions of Han frozen in carbonite, so I wouldn't consider those actual figs. There are 44 different unique figs in total here that you see right now. Before I start, I would like to say if you do like this minifigure display that you see in front of you, it comes in 4 different colors. We do sell it at our web store, www.brickvault.toys, made in America from all American red oak. Very, very high quality, and I think they do a great job displaying some minifigs. So anyways, that is all linked in the description below if you'd like to see that. And now, let's jump to the very first fig. This is the very first guy from the year 2000, appearing in the Millennium Falcon set. And he currently sells for 20 bucks because he is kind of the original guy. The piece really that makes him unique, the one piece here that actually makes him unique that no other Han Solos have, is the legs, the print on the lighter blue legs. After this, it's all dark blue from down here, but I think the yellow skin actually contrasts quite well for this original version. Now, from the same year, from the Cloud City set, the infamous or very famous Cloud City set, we have this version of Han Solo. Brown legs, nothing else different about him. It's the same print that's on the brown legs as that is on the blue. He too is roughly 20 bucks if you wanted to get him brand new. And then also, there's not that many different outfits of Han Solo really, but this is him from the Desert Skiff set. So he's in a white shirt, very, very basic detailing for him all around. This makes him a $6 figure, and now this technically doesn't count as a fig, but what we've got here is the Han Solo frozen in carbonite. This is, I think, a 5 brick high, I think it's a 5 brick high brick with a somewhat shiny holographic print to make it kind of look like the carbonite. This first appeared also in the Cloud City set, but also in the Jabba's Prize set, as well as the Slave 1. Some people say that there are slightly different versions of this print, though. This is the only one you can find on Bricklink. It's just a $2 piece. Kind of interesting. It's just a tall black brick with an interesting little holographic print there. And then 2003 gave us the first Hoth Han. This guy appeared in the Millennium Falcon set, and what's kind of interesting is that he also appeared later in the same set with flesh, with a flesh tone. This guy in the flesh tone also was in the Hoth Echo base set. So essentially they're the same dude. Yeah, they've got a nice printed piece for a hood. It actually looks pretty darn good if you ask me, and this is by far the most detailed torso print for sure. Either of them basically sell for roughly $8 each. They're pretty much interchangeable. And then in the first version, I think the first version of the Mos Eisley Cantina from 2003, we get the next Han. He's got dark blue pants instead of the regular blue like I mentioned before. And really, this is the last version of yellow skin Han, because once we jump up to 2006, it's all flesh tones from here on out. It's actually the same face print that we saw before. Also quickly, this is the first time we got the helmet hair molded in the new brown. Same goes for this guy. He appeared in the X-Wing Fighter set and goes for around $8. 2006 also gave us this flesh version of Han. He's exactly like the yellow skin you saw before. He's from Jabba's sail barge. The only thing different is the flesh tone has now gone onto the shirt because it has to match with the plastic there. So technically this is a new updated piece. He's just $6, and the same concept is applied for this 2007 version of Han Solo. He's just got the flesh tone printed onto the open chest there. He appeared in the Millennium Falcon, also the new Death Star, Battle of Endor set. So yeah, he came out in a lot of sets. He's roughly $7. And this is so funny, this is one of the things that I always find kind of interesting about LEGO minifigure collecting, and that you should be wary of if you don't know a whole lot about how it works on Bricklink or in other collectible markets. But this is the Han Solo from the New York Toy Fair. He came out in a promotional cube. He's exactly like the last versions of him, except now he doesn't have any print for the legs. So he's actually like a less good-looking version of Han Solo. Doesn't matter. This is a $25 figure competing, makes him competing with some of the most expensive versions of him in this collection. He doesn't need to be that much, and honestly, every time I make a video like this, people start taking non-exclusive pieces and claiming that they are in fact the original promotion, but this guy doesn't need to be 25 bucks. It's almost a clerical error when you look at the BrickLink market. And then we're finishing off 2008 with a pretty classic version of the guy. This is the Stormtrooper version of Han Solo. He also appeared in the Death Star set, sells for $6. And then jumping up to 2010, there's lots of guys that just get updated with the new face print. It's called pupil print, but they also changed his mouth and stuff a little bit. This is the last one with orange eyebrows, though. He is the updated version of Han Solo that came out in the same Death Star set, and also $8 to my understanding. Now, this guy's kind of interesting because it's the first time we get to see an updated print for any of the characters. This is another version of Hoth Han Solo. He appeared in the AT-AT Walker set. I do like, see, now you can see his eyebrows have been made darker to match the skin tone, which is nice. And yeah, he just looks a little bit better here. He is $10. Leg printing still stays the same, and then an updated version of Desert Skiff Han. This appearance was from the Slave 1 set. He is around $6, and I might have to mess with the camera a little bit, but from the same set, this technically doesn't count as a figure, though it's way, way better than the previous version of Han Solo Carbonite, just in that 5-stud high brick. In here, he's also got a facial expression that you don't see on a minifigure until later. This piece is just $1. It's not a figure. And then let me knock a couple of random guys out. This is the updated face of another older print on the Hoth Echo Base Han. That's a $6 figure, and then they also have another version of Han, also Hoth Echo Base. He came out in the X-Wing Fighter set. Once again, just updated with pupils, same prints as before. So same thing goes for the Death Star version of Han Solo in his Stormtrooper outfit. He's got pupils now, roughly sells for $6, and now we finally have a new version. This is Celebration Han. We get a Celebration version of all of the characters minus Chewbacca, and this 2011 figure came out in the one of the Star Wars character encyclopedia books. What's also notable here is that the groin and leg piece finally have an updated print for the leg, so that's actually probably a cooler bit about him, but that print's not too bad also on the shirt. And then funny enough, this is kind of funny because we used to call this Young Han, like that's what he's called, I think, still maybe on BrickLink. But now there is actual young Han from the Solo movie, so this is like Child Han now, I guess. He came out in the Star Wars Padawan Menace DK book as an exclusive fig, similar to Celebration Han. He's got the kid weird wavy hair, which looks kind of funny on him, and the expression on his face is exclusive to him. He's got really, really big eyes, which looks just kind of funny. He is $3, and now we're moving on to another version of Han Solo. He's got pupils and an updated leg print. This $7 figure came from the latest, or from the Millennium Falcon set from 2011 here. And then this guy's kind of funny. This 2011 Hoth Han Solo has the old print for like the jacket there. This is not an updated print. He does have the pupils, but a new mold now for the hood, so it's a different mold. I don't honestly know if it looks like a whole lot better. I think the old mold was actually pretty good, though I do like the sort of ridged detailing that we do have at the outer side there. He came out in the Hoth Echo Base set. He's $10, and then this is our first guy from 2012. So we did see this updated shirt print before, and what's different about him? Well, he's the first Han Solo with dual expressions. This expression matches that of what you saw in the carbon freezing Han, and this is a slightly different version of him. He just doesn't look smirky in this one. All in all, he is a $5 figure. He came out in the Jabba's Palace set. Let's get that on properly. And then this is the carbonite block that came from this same set. Also $1. It is listed as the same piece as the original one, though the plastic used here is actually slightly darker, ever so slightly. So technically, we count it as a different piece. And now 2013 brings us the first updated version of Han Solo in his more standard, I would say probably most common or iconic look, at least for the jacket. So that is the new print there. He came out in the A-Wing Starfighter set as well as the Ewok Village. That's a $4 fig. And then this guy was exclusive, at least the prints were exclusive. The only thing that remains is the face here, so let me just take the hood off. The face here is exclusive, as well as that exclusive expression. He came out in the promotional poly bag for Star Wars days. I think May the 4th be with you, if I'm not mistaken. So he did come with the alternate hairpiece. This is the previous mold that we saw for the hood, but it's now done in brown. The printing for his body is very detailed. This was actually very good for 2013. I know there's some figs that come out nowadays that are pretty high quality, but this was the height of pretty much a manufacturing of any type of printing. So anyways, he's only a $6 fig because they did redo him. You'll see that in 1 second. Here is the updated version of Han's standard face, and maybe the blue pants is actually the more classic look for Han Solo. So this guy appeared in the Micro Fighter Millennium Falcon, as well as the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's always hard getting the helmet hair on, like lining that up properly. That's a $4 figure, and now we're moving on to Han, who's got, it's still that same updated shirt print, but now you can see his face is a little bit more disgruntled. So these are his two expressions. It's slightly different. That's what makes him exclusive here. $5 figure. He came from the UCS Slave 1. And then there is, this is probably one of my favorite versions of the guy. Imperial Shuttle Tidarium is his set. And this is Han Solo from Endor. So we really don't get a lot of versions of him here. And it's pretty darn good. I feel like nowadays, if they really wanted to go super high quality, they would have done the halfway molded legs, the dual molded legs, but that's just not something they were doing back in 2015. But either way, I think the print for him actually turned out pretty darn good. That's a $5 figure, and now we're almost catching up with when the last time we made this video, but the older Han Solo is here. So this is what he looked like from The Force Awakens. He came out in the Millennium Falcon set from 2015. So he's got a print that matches up nicely with the character there. Actually, pretty darn nicely. He looks pretty good. These are his two expressions. That'll be relevant for the next time you see old Han. He is a $5 figure. And then 2016 was kind of nutty for all the different minifigs that came out. So this guy is exactly like the May the 4th be with you polybag fig that we saw earlier, though his expressions are different, and this scarf print right there is in tan instead of white or light gray or something. So technically the chest piece is also exclusive. Oh wait, sorry, actually that's for this guy. So this guy's the same as the previous one, just different expressions. From the Hoth attack set, he is $4, and then this is the Assault on Hoth version. He didn't come with a hood, and you can see the print is slightly different. That's a $5 fig, so nothing too special there. And now we're moving on to the exact same version of Han that we just saw before, only now his pants are dark brown. He came out in the Carbon Freezing Chamber set. He's just $2, and that is the last of the helmet hair Hans, because finally we got some updated hairpiece, an updated hairpiece for Han Solo. Very, very nice. The expressions here, actually the same as before. But now you have the updated print like we saw before with the belt and everything. He appeared in the Death Star set as well as the Mos Eisley Cantina. $5, and then we get basically the updated version of a lot of the characters that we saw before, now with the expressions and also the hairpiece. You can see he looks a little bit more disgruntled this time around. Actually, that's the same that's the same face piece. So this guy is actually a $10 figure. He's also from the Death Star set. And now we've transitioned to 2017. Lots of really good Hans from here on out. This is the Desert Skiff Escape version, and he also appeared in the Betrayal at Cloud City. This version of him, he's got a couple of nice expressions here. Very similar to what we had before. In fact, I think that is the same combination of expressions that we saw before. Just a $3 figure, and then this is what we got from the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, the most recent one. He also has an alternate expression that's simply, it's not bad. It's actually a pretty good smirk, but this is by far the more unique one, where he is outside the Falcon, inspecting the Minox. Only his face is exclusive here, and he is $7. And then this is the second version of Old Man Han Solo, which just has a different set of expressions. I like this because it's by far the grumpiest and most disgruntled version of him, which I think captures his character pretty well, at least in some of the scenes. He appeared in the Rathtar Escape set as well as the UCS Millennium Falcon. He is a $4 figure. And then my personal favorite, Han Solo, at least from any of the classic looks, because he's got the stripes. Oh my gosh, he's got the stripes and dual molded legs, so you can see the high boots and everything like that. Really, really excellent detailing all around. The torso doesn't change, and let's look at his expressions. He appeared on the Betrayal at Cloud City, so that's pretty basic expressions. Just so good. Just so good, though, from all angles. This is also him in one of the best scenes when he immediately just starts shooting at Darth Vader. Without a moment's hesitation. Just such a good version of the character, and the side detailing on his legs really, really makes it. So this guy feels the most complete out of any of the Han Solos, and he is a $25 figure, and unlike the last version of him that was $25, this kind of feels like it makes sense in terms of why he's so collectible. Betrayal at Cloud City was a big set. Anyways, let's move on to the actual young Han. From a ton of different solo sets, this is him from the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon set. He is $6. He's got kind of just a different brown jacket. Han with a brown jacket is just kind of his look. This is the younger version of him though, so his expressions will have changed a little bit different. Not, the cheekbones aren't quite as defined, I suppose, is maybe something that you can glom onto. That's a different hairpiece, different print for, the leg strap, all slightly different, but it's still very much Han Solo. This guy is $6, and then we get Han when he's I think on Corellia, because this is him from the land speeder where he's hijacking that land speeder, and I think the opening scene. So he's got some dirt all over him. Pretty darn good looking print for the guy. Just a $3 figure though. This set was relatively small and easy to get, so this guy is easier to get than some figs from more big and expensive sets. And speaking of which, let me change the light on this guy. Hopefully the Mudtrooper version of Han Solo is popping well against this gray backdrop, because this is actually one of my favorite versions of Han Solo. He's so different, just the actual print and everything, and the head with the goggle print, the helmet piece, just really, really nice expressions all around. Ooh, and this is him with his two different expressions there. He came out in the Imperial TIE Fighter set, which was a very, very sought after one. And he's $7, but I have a feeling he's going to become a lot more collectible as the years go by. So that was the Mudtrooper Han, and then this is the Muddy Mudtrooper version of him, which came out along with, as part of a promotion. He has a special little stand and card that attaches to the back, and you can kind of light him up with other types of collectible Star Wars figs. This guy has some nice expressions as well. So I like the way this guy looks. Definitely a fun, unique version of him. They even changed the mold for his hair here. He is also a $7 figure, but I have a feeling over time he's probably going to go up in collectability. And then also still in the young Han phase from the Solo movie, this is him when he's on that snowy planet trying to do the heist. He appeared in the Imperial Convex transport set. He's $4, but I gotta say, they really did a good job just in terms of the quality prints. He's a main character. He looked very unique in this scene. I love the jacket. It's a really unique look for a figure and a character, and that's a love that expression. That's really good for like a speeder bike guy. Somebody sitting out there, something like that. So anyways, I really like the way a lot of these figs from the Solo movie look. And currently this is a $4 figure, and who knows, maybe some of their prices will change over time. Now we've got Han Solo from 2019. Believe it or not, this is basically an exact form of the Han Solo that we saw earlier, though his expressions are just slightly different, and the leg color is brown instead of blue. The last time we saw him, he came out in the Slave 1 Anniversary edition, and he sells for $6. And then also from the 20th Anniversary sets, we have the 20th Anniversary version of Han Solo. His appearance was in the Imperial Dropship set. He is a $2 figure, and then let me just show you guys the difference between him and the original from 20 years ago. So you can see which one is which pretty easily. The prints are all pretty much the same, but what I've noticed as a common thread between all of the 20th anniversary figs is that the print here for the newer guy is just a little bit lighter, a little bit more see-through. You can see the yellow is lighter and the yellow is a little bit more vibrant here. So there is actually something I think a little bit nicer compared to the original. Also, he's got the old hair because they don't use that old brown plastic mold anyway. So he's a little different, but anyways, there you go, and let's look at all of the figures together. Alrighty, that is it for this episode, everybody. Let me know what type of collection you'd like to see me do in the future, and if we were to get any other form of Han Solo, just more versions of him with the special types of dual molded legs and side printing. That's really cool. I think it just makes the character look awesome. So more of that, please, because I think that's a great way to make this guy feel a lot more complete. And in case you didn't notice in the very beginning, but the intro and outro shots, these long shots, are actually shot on a different camera. I'm going to be playing around with it, so hopefully that'll become my new primary camera, but maybe you guys did notice a little bit of that. And anyways, if you have an idea, once again, for any type of other collection video you'd like to see in the future, please let me know. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.